Do it. All right, we are here with the one, the only Sage Thornberg from class of 2019. Sage, thank you for joining us today.
Hmm.
We are excited that you are with us. This is always a good thing. I love seeing alumni. I love talking to alumni. Uh, I may have bit off more than I can chew with the intent of trying to talk to everybody, but I like to overachieve. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. And maybe retiring the next day. I don't know. Uh,
We'll see.
we'll see. So we'll go ahead and get into it. All right. So why did you pick early college?
I really did not want to go to my base school. I just didn't think going there would put me any sort of trajectory of achieving anything. Because, like, I went to my base school at St. James and it was so big. And I was like, I want to change. I want to do something new. I also liked the independence that I got from early college. And I knew if I went to St. James, I would just get muddled with everybody else. And I was like, no, I want to go do something different. I want to go be myself and be able to not just be a number kind of thing.
Oh, good reason to come here.
Hmm.
All right. So you get that acceptance letter. Next thing you know, we're asking you to come to Bridge Week. That had to be exciting, but
Hmm.
also horrifying.
There it was because being on that college campus too, I remember looking out with like Logan being like, oh my God, there is like grown adults walking around us right now. This is so freaky. This is so intense. But it was good. It was nice, a nice change of like I feel like I belonged more with like mature people versus if I were to stay in my high school where I was like it just didn't match mentally and also just like with what I wanted to do later on down the road too. And I was like, I feel like good. Like I feel very homey here, all the way up here in Conway.
Perfect. And you mentioned Logan. I assume we're talking Logan Moody.
Mm-hmm. My lady.
Always good to travel with someone. You got that familiarity uh, with her as well. All right, so you do the Bridge Week thing. We still do all the same crazy games, all those things that make people uncomfortable. It's
Mm-hmm.
through that uncomfort that we grow.
Mm-hmm.
Freshman year, we put you in those classes. You're doing all the regular high school stuff. As you kind of get used to things as we're going from middle school to high school. Uh, you get into freshman year, though, freshman year is not like Bridge Week at all. We're like asking you to do stuff.
Yeah, I have to like function now. And I'm like, no, I want to go back to eighth grade. I don't want to do this anymore. But it was fun. It was like I felt like I could ease in. It was definitely challenging at times, especially just how different the learning was. But I feel like it was a good difficult where I felt challenged versus like in middle school, I just never felt challenged. And I was in all the high classes and I was like, this is it. This is all you have for me, kind of thing. It was a nice little like spook of like ah,
Right.
let's see what happens.
Uh, as you were going through it, was there ever a time you were like, I don't know if I can do this?
I feel like I think everybody has those thoughts where it's just a like, I don't think this is going to work for me. I don't think this is where I need to be kind of thing. I've definitely had those moments where I was like, oh, maybe if I did go back, it'd be easier. But that was the thing where I was like, it would be easier. Like that's kind of just the easy way out sort of thing where I was more like, I want to fight to do this. I want to fight to do this. I like the challenge. Like let's just see what happens. Let's take it day by day. Like you definitely have to take it day by day for some periods, especially sophomore year. Sophomore year was freshman year. I was like, okay, like this is normal. Like it's high school. Sophomore year, whenever all those college classes start kicking in and stuff like that, I was like, oh, okay, we're intense. We're in this now.
Right. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
love that you mentioned that too. Sometimes we're like, oh, well, people pick early college. They're in it to win it 100% from day one.
Mm-hmm.
They never second guess themselves. There's no anxiety about any of it. And that's just not the case. It's not the case for anyone who goes here. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and those feelings of insecurity and anxiety, they're normal. That's perfectly normal. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
glad you brought that up. Uh, all right, so you get into sophomore year. Sophomore year a little bit more challenging. You're starting to play around a little bit with those tech classes,
Mm-hmm.
which are sophomore year not probably super exciting because they're just your basic intro kind of things. Uh, but then you start getting into junior year. and the number of college classes starts to grow, and perhaps you start actually taking classes that are in your major field. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
how fulfilling is it for you to sit in a classroom and you're like, okay, yeah, I'm kind of interested in this. How cool is that?
It was super fulfilling. Like I definitely sophomore or junior and senior year were definitely my favorite because I was more out in like that college environment and like kind of getting out of that high school energy. Because like in eighth grade, I was taking ninth grade classes. So I was like, okay, like I've already done the high school stuff. I'm over with. I need to get this done. Let me take my basic stuff and go on. I definitely like just enjoyed feeling like I was trusted and like had that independence that I knew I could be capable to expand on. And I just felt so professional. And I was like, oh, ooh, like we're doing this. We're actually going in and like actually being able to explore other classes too. Like once we got to start picking things and figuring out what we liked and what we don't like and pushing through certain college classes. Like I remember College 101 and like those super beginner ones were so dreadful for me. And I remember they were dreadful for like a handful of us because we were like, we know how Word works, we know how D2L works, stuff like that, which was like a cool thing that we could go in and we learned all these things in Avid and like our beginner courses. And then I hop into like bio and like the 40-year-old woman next to me is like, how do I, what's PowerPoint? And I'm like, oh,
Wow,
I'll show you.
I
So
love that.
I liked the environment. I liked the community too, where it was like working at a restaurant. Like after working in a restaurant for so long, I was like, oh my God, this is literally community college. Like this is so fun. Cause you didn't think you would become best friends with like a 40-year-old woman, but you are. And I'm like, this is what I show up for is you, you know?
Yep. If I were naming podcasts, that would have been perfect. It's like being
Mm-hmm.
friends with a 40-year-old woman. Uh,
Yeah.
but I mean, that's so true. And as you're getting into junior, senior year, you're not taking early college only college classes.
Mm-hmm.
You're in here with people who are trying to better themselves and they're asking
Mm-hmm.
for help and they don't know that you're 16, 17 years old. They just know that they
Yeah.
need help and you can do
Mm-hmm.
it. And that's just awesome. I absolutely love that. What did you major in?
I did my associate in arts because I didn't really know exactly what I wanted at the time. And like now being 24, looking back, I'm like, I used to be so like beating myself up over it, being like, I don't know. Everybody around me wants knows what they want to do. Like everybody in my family knew what they wanted to do. And I wanted to do what I do now, graphic design. And I remember Logan doing it, but at the time I was like, no, like I don't know. Everybody's like, you don't make any money in art. Like, no, do something in the medical field. Like, I think before I landed on my final major after I moved to Columbia, I have changed my major like 8 times. Like, that is how long it took me to like finally hone in on things. And like, my biggest advice is always just go in and get, if you want to do sciencey, get that associate in science. If you want to do something humanitarian or artsy, like get that associate in arts, because I had those classes I could already start in Columbia and just go straight into my graphic design and like screen printing classes and just knock those off. So I did my associate in arts just to kind of keep it basic, be like I can go and do whatever with this. I do wish I did the graphic design there, but I like how the education that I got in Midlands, that one was really cool because it kind of broadened the one back at Tech.
I like that too. And I think I remember Logan getting into graphic design too
Mm-hmm.
when he was here. Uh, no, but I love it because you're finishing something, which has
Mm-hmm.
kind of been a common thread as well with a lot of the interviews I've done so far. It's like we need to understand, like, finish something.
Yeah. Get
You're
something
heading
done.
towards something, and we need
Mm-hmm.
that purpose and we need that place, and it helps really bridge that gap to whatever's next because we really
Mm-hmm.
don't know. It's
Mm-hmm.
also been another common theme. I thought I knew what I wanted to do, but now I'm not doing anything like that, and I love every
Mm-hmm.
minute of it. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so that's really cool. All right, so you finish your tech.
Mm-hmm.
Did you graduated with your associates?
Mm-hmm.
So you had that graduation there before the early college one. You're also in a graduating class that's pre-COVID, just
Oh
barely,
yeah. Just
but
barely. We like
just
right
barely.
made that cusp.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so that's